Well, last time we spoke, we were here upstairs at the Golden Boot Award, which seems a lifetime ago now. Yeah. How have things progressed in your career since then?
It's been going well. Obviously, we're London Roosters now for my domestic club, so that was formed at the beginning of this year in February. You know, so it was sort of players from Argonauts, Gravesend Dynamite, Medway Dragons, that sort of like the best players coming together to create the new Super League team in London Roosters. So we're doing well, and I think our biggest achievement this season so far is beating Halifax away at their place, when we're the first southern-based team to beat Halifax. I've been playing against them for 7 or 8 years now and never beaten them, so it was a really proud moment for Roosters to get that win.
How important is it being the sole southern team now in the competition, going up against these northern teams week in, week out? It must be a lot of travel involved, obviously, as well.
Yes, it's a big commitment for all the players as a southern-based player, but as especially for an international player, when he's playing these high, intense games week in, week out to prepare for potentially the World Cup at the end of this year. So it's important for us to get in them high intense games. But yes.
You obviously say you've beaten Halifax. What was the emotion like after that? In terms of, as you say, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I said to the boys after the game that these teams like Halifax, Wigan, Leeds, they've been playing with each other for 10 plus years, at least some of them, and we've been training together for 4 months, and to get that win in that short amount of time, it just shows that we're in a really good place, and I'm looking forward to where we can be this time next year, or even this time, in a couple of years' time, when we've got that couple of years' experience together, and I think we'll be a dominant team in the Super League in the future.
You mentioned the World Cup. Obviously, it's on everyone's minds. How focused are you on that? How difficult is it to focus on that when obviously you've got a domestic season to get through as well?
Yes, obviously a busy year for us, and you sort of take each week and each game as they come. You just focus on what's in front of you. Obviously, it's on the back of your mind. You've got selection coming up and a World Cup in 3-4 months' time now, so it's creeping up on us quickly. But yeah, you just sort of you don't want to put too much pressure on your shoulders and just concentrate on what's in front of you, what you've got coming up next, and just make sure you're putting in good performances and impressing the coaches week in, week out.
And it's obviously a World Cup which there's never been as much coverage as Wheelchair Rugby League as there will be coming up this autumn. How important is that for the sport and it growing in the future?
Oh, it's huge. Especially for the wheelchair game, the last year or two they've really promoted the game, and to be on the same platform as the men's and the women's teams, it's fantastic, and I'm really proud to be a part of where the game's at now, and I just think this World Cup on home soil is going to propel the game even further. At the end of this year, beginning of next year, we're going to see the game in a different place again, I'm sure.
What's the pressure like? Because obviously England beat France a couple of weeks ago. Leeds beat Catalans in the Challenge Cup final as well. France going in as defending champions, but England, home nation, bit of expectation now that could go all the way and lift the trophy.
Yeah, of course. The international game, England v France, obviously gives a lot of confidence, and I know, speaking to the boys as well in the Leeds team, to beat Catalan. And I think the favourites obviously were Catalan with them French internationals in that team, and for Leeds to get that win, it's two England wins, and it puts all of us England internationals in a really good spot. And I'm sure we'll have the France camp questioning their decisions for this year, and I'm sure they're going to come out strong and fighting as well. So. And we'll be prepared for that.
It's going to be a great tournament, because obviously you kick off against Australia at the Copper Box, and we're 10 years on from the Olympics. It's going to be a great venue to play at, and then there's games up in the north and the final in Manchester. It's just going to be a great celebration of rugby league in general.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, and as a sort of a London boy myself from down that way, it's probably obviously the biggest tournament since the 2012 Olympics down at the Copper Box. So yeah, another proud moment, you know, to be part of that, and yeah, it's going to be a huge campaign for the Rugby League World Cup.